Does color theory and color mixing feel really overwhelming? Like you'll never get there? Like there's so much to fill your head and most of it's just spilling out anyway, and yeah, doing another load of laundry just feels safer. If I just described you, give me an OMG yes in comments, because seriously, I can literally feel the comment section filling up as I speak. Anywho, I have a solution. A color mixing technique that will surely fire up such a spark for color mixing that you'll never quite be the same on the topic. And I know that's a big claim, but I feel good about it. And so while this color mixing lesson won't teach you the how-to of everything, I'm pretty darn positive it will plant in you a lifelong curiosity for color. You'll never look at the dry pans of a watercolor palette the same ever again. And here's why. Interest begets interest. Follow your curiosity. Small inspirations, they build momentum. And this color mixing exercise kind of checks all of those boxes really well. All right, friends, let's do some color smashing. That's right, color smashing. So you're gonna grab your favorite palette. Maybe it's a new palette, maybe it's an old beloved palette. It doesn't matter. Spray it down, get a big brush, and you probably want a bigger sheet of paper, like 9x12 is good. And you're just going to start laying down color. Now for this exercise, this color mixing situation, I do recommend rinsing your brush more often than not, which I know is strange because I'm not a big brush rinser, but trust me. So in between each color that you lay down, do a little rinsey rinse. And the point here with color smashing is to lay some colors next to each other and then actually push them into each other, swirl them around, basically mix the colors on the page. Now, there's no rhyme or reason. Like I laid down that yellowy green and then I bashed it up into the blue and the purple up above. And the point, friends, is to get really interested in the color stuff that's happening on the page as you're smashing one color into another. Because remember, interest makes you more interested. Because see, I feel like when you start on a complicated journey, and color theory and color mixing is complicated, there's a lot to it. But if you start in the complicated places, you're more than likely to stall out when things get crazy, heavy, and overwhelming. So I say start in simple places. Start in really joyful, beautiful, easily exciting places, and color smashing is a really dumbed down, diluted version of color theory and color mixing. It's an exploratory way to get yourself really excited about what color does. Color smashing has allowed me to find some of the most incredible combinations of pigment. So incredible that it pushed me and inspired me to get more interest in why. How did that happen? How did those two colors or three colors, and in what combinations and in what amounts, how did that make this glorious color? And then that makes me want to get a little more persnickety. And you see where I'm going here. I've taken a small inspiration and turned it into big momentum towards the goal of better understanding color mixing and color theory. See, friends, I'm a big idea person. I have the grand visions. And it's gotten me into trouble over the years in my art journey because that big picture thinking, the go all in, bold, crazy, wild woman that I am, sometimes gets me in a place where I feel super frustrated when something just feels really big and really too tall for me in the moment. And color theory was always one of those things for me until I realized with certain journeys, I need to start really small. I mean, really small. I've said this before. All right, let me know. Does color theory and color mixing kind of freak you out? Is it something you want to learn and understand, but it just seems too big? Give me a heck yes or not so much in comments and let me know. Let's start the conversation. And while you're at it, if this is fun and you're really looking forward to color smashing, give this video a boop. That's a like. Now you might be thinking, okay, Christy, this looks like fun. It just looks like a version of your like crazy color swatching, watercolor swatching technique. but let me help you understand how it differs. Recently, I had someone ask about the fluorescent yellow in my palette, and they're like, well, gosh, what the heck can you really do with a fluorescent yellow? And I'm like, well, let me show you. And so I did a little bit of color smashing, but focusing on fluorescent yellow. Let me show you what the results were. So sure, you can go all in and you could just grab whatever color from your palette instinctively and smash it together with no rhyme or reason. Absolutely, and you have a lot to learn from that. But you can also kind of tame the wildness of that a bit and focus more on one or two pigments and how they primarily interact with the other colors in your palette. So for example, here I'm really focusing on the fluorescent yellow, how it interacts with the peach and the pink and the fuchsia and the purple and the blue and all the other colors in this palette. So my mind, I'm focusing on what does yellow do with everything else. So this is just a great example of how you can kind of keep a little bit of your wildness, but rein it in so you can learn a little bit more about specific colors. All right, friends, let me know in comments, what colors are you going to explore with this color smashing technique? Maybe you have a new palette and you're not sure how to get acquainted with it. Let me know in comments because this could be a really interesting conversation. And if you're curious what to do with all of your color smashing pages after you're done, then watch this video next because, oh my goodness, it's so fun. All right, friends, thanks for being here and happy painting.